Bring the 0 down. But can 63 divide into 50? No. So what do? 0 divides into 63 50 times, right? So we have to, now what? Add another 0. So bring another 0 down. So now we can estimate 6 dividing into 50, which would be what? Well, 6 times 8 is 48, right? So that might work. Let's see if it does. So let's try 8. Let's see, it might be too much, but if it, so 6 times 3 is 18, 6 times 3 is 24, right? Carry the 2. 6 times 8 is 48, 49, 50. So that's too much, right? So that means we have to do what? Divide by 7. So we gotta try it again. So now 7 times 3 is 21, carry the 2. 6 times 7 is 42, and 2 more is 44. Okay, so that means to subtract we have to borrow, right, the 5, make it a 4, and then what? 9 and 10, right? So 10 minus 1 is 9, 9 minus 4 is 5, and then so we've got tenths, hundredths, but before we can round to the hundredth, we've got to go one more. So we've got to add another 0, bring that down. So 6 divides into, estimate 6 divides into 59. 6 times 9 is 54, right? So that might work. So 9 times 3, that's 27, carry the 2. 6 times 9 is 54. 2 more is 56. Alright, well that looks like that works for us. And we can stop there because we know that 5, 9 is larger, right? So when we estimate, so now we have to, we've got 126.079, but we need to round to the nearest hundred. So we have to draw our line after what? The 7, look at the 9, right? And so that means that our answer is going to be approximately equal to 126.08. And that's our answer. Yeah, but the key here to knowing when to stop is you got to look at what you're rounding it off to, go one more, and then look to see if you're going to round up or down.
Like go to like 10,000 or something?
Not for our problems, no. Yeah, you want to make sure you have plenty of room. That's a good point. You want to make sure you got plenty of room because you don't want to run out of room.
It takes all paper to do one problem.
Yeah, because then, then you can't, for these problems, you can't continue on, the next side. You have to start all over again. So you want to make sure you got a lot of room. All right. Okay. Any other questions with that? All right, let's say that we have what is the quotient of 36.39 and 10 squared. Well, quotient, what does that mean?
Division.
Quotient means division, right? And 10 squared, that 10 squared is 100, right? Because that's equivalent to 10 times 10. So what we're looking at here is dividing 36.39 divided by 100. Okay, so here we have 36.39, right, over 100. So in reality, when we're dividing by, if we divided 36, if we took 36.39, divide that by 100, well, to estimate, well, we don't have to estimate these, but if we know that 36 divided by 100 would be what?
3,600.
Well, careful now, we're not multiplying, we're dividing. When we had 36 times 100, we moved that decimal point to the right. But when we're dividing, we're moving it to the left. So it actually comes out to be 0.36. Okay, so let's see why that is. So here we have 100 divided by 36.39. And remember I told you can't look at the larger number, and you know what I mean, you have to, that's why I tell you put it in rational form, because the numerator always goes inside our division sign. Denominator is always our divisor. So here the larger number is actually going to divide into the smaller number. So 100 doesn't divide into 36, right? So we actually have to start off to the right of the decimal point. So 100 will divide into 300 3 times, right? So now 3 times 100, of course, that'd be 300. And so that'd be 63. Well, 100 doesn't divide into 63, so we have to bring down the 9, right? So now 100 will divide into 600 6 times, right? And so that'll be 600. And so we bring down the 39. And so now, what do we have to do now? Add a 0, right? Okay, so now, again, 100 divided into 300 3 times. And so that leaves us with 90. And so we have to add another 0, right? And so, of course, 100 divided 909 times. So our answer is going to be is going to be 0.3639. So when you're dividing by multiples of 10, you move that decimal point to the left. When you're multiplying,